do you need here?
Well, you see, sir, the sale, the Lady Hagatha was telling us about people we needed and things we needed to learn in e-sale. Mainly about, well...
But we're not in e-sale.
Well, how far away is it?
I guess about 1,000 miles south of here.
1,000 miles?
Yeah, that was maybe 1,200. I don't know. I haven't looked at a map recently. It's not been at the top of my list of concerns.
How many... Wow. That's a lot of miles.
Yeah, it's quite far.
Why are you measuring in miles?
Harbo, are you perhaps not aware that a mile is a unit of distance?
Why are you that conceited to where you measure yourself?
Harbo. They're not named after me.
I beg to differ, probably. That seems very much what you
Well,
would
if I
do.
had the opportunity to name them, maybe. But I didn't, therefore they're not.
Huh. Well, anyway,
So you're telling me you're here for nothing?
that's not true. Hagatha said something about Princess Gilly being on the down low.
She said, and I remember the conversation now, she was talking about Ginger,
Shush!
Gilly's sister, in quotes, having been seen at
And
the library.
Haribo's like waving his arms, trying to get Miles to
Okay,
talk quieter.
I'm talking plenty quiet. Thank
Remember,
you, Haribo.
she said that whatever happened between Ginger and Princess Gilly was struck from the records. So maybe it's in here somewhere.
Alright, well, we'll have to look around to see what records on the royal court we can find in here then.
Yes.
And, well, that'd be a lot of work for just a quick trip to the library.
Look, we can at least start. I'm sure they have something on Princess Gilly. I don't know how these libraries work, nor do I know how to read, which I keep reminding everybody. Everyone's so used to reading. Ugh.
It'd be nice. This is when it's nice to have Jarvis around. Jarvis is actually really good at locating these kinds of things.
I thought you were going to say reading.
Well, that too. The two go hand in hand, Harbo.
Oh, well.
Alright, let's get started then.
Okay. How do we find stuff?
Well, usually there's someone in the library who may be able to help. But if you know how these things are laid out, you can usually find them by yourself.
I do not.
We're looking for the royal birth records. I suspect would be a good place to start. I'm sure there's a section dedicated to that.
Well, would you know how to find said section?
Yes, let's go have a look at the library. Now, I assume I've been in here quite a few times by now. Many times. So, we're going straight to the same place I've been plenty of times before.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess every time I'm there, I find something new. As is the way whenever you're at the library.
Yes,
but it's
course.
never the thing you were looking for.
No. And as you're looking around for any sort of birth records, a person walks up to you and is just kind of like, "May I help you?"
And Haribo just kind of stares and says, "We're looking for birth records, apparently."
Those aren't kept here.
Where would they be kept, ma'am?
At one of the government offices. The guard's tower and the guard's keep would probably be your best bet, at least to start.
Huh.
If not Benedict.
Benedict?
The capital of Egg.
Is there perhaps a retelling of the general, like, sometimes there's an artistic depiction of the birthing process for nobles.
I mean, we do have an archive of posters and such, but posters, flyers that have been about the royal family and such, and any events.
Perhaps that would be a good place to start.
Of course, this way. And she leads you to that area. And could you both roll good old investigation checks for me?
Perhaps we can.
Yeah.
Is Harbo at a disadvantage because he can't read?
I mean, Harbo can look at the pretty pictures.
Oh, yeah, it's the posters. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, either way, it does not matter. For both of you, unfortunately, you do not find anything that is of information to you.
All right, then.
Well, was worth a shot. Maybe that lady knows something about Esail.
That it's very far away, Harbo. That's what she knows.
Miles. The imaginary. Why don't you just measure how far something away is by the sun?
The sun is very far away, Harbo. It wouldn't be very useful for things as close as neighboring cities.
No, like where the sun is in the day.
Would you rather I describe it to you in feet instead of miles?
Why? Well, I mean, I guess that would make sense, but that would be a lot of counting. And you would have to walk there. I'm assuming you'd want to measure it in steps.
It's
right?
a simple conversion. It's 5,000 miles. It's 5,000 feet to a mile. So if it's 1,000 miles, it should be, 5 million feet?
Who can count that high?
Well, in any case, we have maps to take us there. We don't really need to count that high.
That's easy for you to say. I only just recently learned how to read a map. No thanks to you.
Well, whoever done it could have explained the units of distance better. I'm just saying.
I'm sure Zaminiar tried at one
course.
point. Maybe.
Well, maybe you need another lesson in reading maps then, because Ziminyar clearly forgot the most crucial elements.
Look, I'm just now learning how to read maps. You can give me a little bit of a break, I feel.
You're an adult. There are no breaks.
What?
Once you're an adult, you're expected to be instantly competent at anything. Welcome to the way of modern society, Harbo.
That's not how this is supposed to work.
Well, you should have thought of that before you left the forest.
I had no choice.
None of us had any choice. Anyways, I think we digress, though.
And as you guys walk out of the building, since you have not found what you needed, and at this point, you all get back to the church, and you see that Winslow and Zamini are actually outside, as you all are starting to hear just like a drum beating and maybe some trumpets going off. Some nice, beautiful orchestras and, well, I guess percussion, band-esque, are going off as you then see just this big old group of carts walking in. Leading the front is Captain Prince Harold. And you see him walking in with many of other soldiers behind him. The whole aisles of the city are just cheering and so excited for his return. And they slowly make their way all the way back up to their little guards keep, and Saris is in that whole march as well. She's on her own horse. And they all march on in, and the whole, like, women are losing their mind. They're just like, oh my God, it's Captain Prince Harold. He's gonna marry me. No, he's gonna marry me. And they all walk on in there and there. Do you guys follow?
I mean, if he's gonna marry us, yeah.
Of course. Yep, so you guys walk on up to the Kingsguard little courtyard area. All right.
Yeah.
And as you guys get there, bear with me while I find the map per usual. I lost it. Where is it? There it is. So you guys get to the guards keep, and as you all are there, you see Saris kind of and Harold walk back towards the area where they keep the horses, the stables. Fun fact. And at this point, you see Saris just kind of hand her horse off to someone else, and then she walks away. And Harold is sitting there looking like the most disheveled. He doesn't even have his armor on. Like, he's just in normal plain clothes, like a very basic brown tunic, browner pants. And he's just like sitting there, hair all a-tousled and akimbo. And he just kind of looks up at you all and he goes, "Good afternoon."
I gotta say, this is probably the most comfortable I've ever seen you.
Feels good to be home. Say the least.
What all have you been up to?
Harbo, it's rude to ask that.
Oh.
Sorry, Prince.
What did you just say?
Did you guys need anything or want to ask me anything? Or anything?
Ask you anything?
Mm.
Well, I mean, I guess if it's appropriate.
Well, that
Haribo
entirely
glares
depends
at
on.
Miles.
That entirely depends on what you're asking.
Did you find any cool things?
Is your partnership with... You know, never mind. I'm not going to ask.
Ziminiar, it's rude to ask that.
And he just kind of looks and he goes, "Found more bodies, if that's what you're curious about."
Oh.
And,
Are they our
Yeah.
soldiers' bodies or are they other bodies?
they're ours.
Oh no.
They're coming in
Unfortunate.
later tonight. We didn't want the townsfolk to see the 40-plus dead bodies come in.
Is it from the same thing, do you think? Is it from the
Believe-
same, stuff that we
Yeah.
found? No.
No. There was the left side. Pretty much anyone that came out that had those white pustules on them had passed, and then a lot of the clerics that were in contact with them had then also died.
Oh no.
So then we had to get the higher clerics in.
Who also
And,
died?
no, they survived, and they're currently bagging up the bodies and waiting till nighttime to have those wagons brought in.
Oh.
Oh, maybe before we leave, you and the wonderful diplomat SARS can have a good conversation about what happened and how we can prevent it from happening again. Wink.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's leaving tonight. And as he's just like, he is so just dejected at this point, like, you could tell that he's just not there. Like, he is just sitting there, like, answering, but you could tell his mind is just gone. Like, this man hasn't slept in God knows how long from what it looks like. He's just not there. And he's just kind of, like, looking around and, like, at the ground and every now and then at his horse. He's not even making eye contact with you guys. And he just slowly kind of